They finally did it, chat. They finally did it. The market makers finally broke the range of the chop range that we've been having for the past week, the past trading week. I mentioned to you guys 431.5 was the resistance level of the chop range. 527.3 was the support of the chop range. Uncle been talking about that all week. And we had some beautiful, beautiful action today. I hope you guys made money. It was a beautiful move with these. You guys see the beautiful candles. It was to the downside. We finally broke down the chop range bearishly. But let's talk about it. Are we bearish now? For me, I'm more interested in it, not in that we're bearish or bullish, but is volatility back? Is a directional move with some volatility back? That's where I care more about. But let's talk about it. What the hell happened? Let's go to a smaller time frame. You guys can see the two blue lines that represented the chop range that we had this past week. We had multiple tests as support. We had multiple rejections as resistance. Now, if you guys remember, recall, or have been listening, Uncle talked to you guys about the stop loss hunting that the market makers love to do. And a lot of time in the chop, we're in the chop fest, when we're in the chop fest, or the chop phase, I usually refer to. A lot of time when market makers are developing the chop range, on the outside of the chop range, whether it's a triangle pattern, flag pattern, or in this case, a channel, stop losses, or shall we say liquidity, develops. So when we have resistance defending like this, a lot of time right above resistance, there's a lot of stop losses that are building up liquidity. Whoever's shorting from that resistance line, because obviously somebody or a good amount of people shorting from there. The market makers are setting it up for people to short from there because it keeps showing selling pressure. So when they short from there, where do they leave the stop loss? Just above it. And the same thing can be said for support levels. All right, when we got support levels developing like that, just below it, the stop loss is liquidity building up. So what happened today? Well, we had a gap up. And what happened with this gap up? If you guys watched my pre-market video, it was beautiful, aged really well. But for those who didn't, we talked about how the stop losses building up there. So watch out for this gap up if we are going to be bearish. Right? If we're going to be bearish, it's likely that the stop losses are all getting hit right now in the pre-market. So once the market open, watch out if we are going to drop. And if 531.5 and 530.3 failed, I mentioned to everyone in my Discord that the bottom of the support range could break down, which it did. Okay? Stop loss hunting. Stop loss hunting, right? Getting the shorts, the people who short, getting them screwed over. And then all the FOMOers, the people who like to FOMO, they saw this, they probably FOMO'd. The market maker's job is to cause maximum pain to us retail traders. So, when they gapped it up, they caused pain to the bear bias traders. And once they got enough people to catch FOMO, they knocked it back down, causing pain to the bull bias traders. Maximum pain to retail traders. You had to trade this unbiasedly like a sheep, playing the setups in order to find any success with this. Okay? As you guys can see here, I had a 531.5 level. It broke down. I covered this in my Discord. I wrote here, one of my first posts this morning, 533 is first support with 531.5 below. Bears need to break down both level. Okay? And once it broke down, I mentioned to the group, we got the back test of 531.5 as support, the 533 level. Can this weak sell zone, this weak sell zone become the new buy zone? Can this weak sell zone become the new buy zone? If it defends, then the higher levels would be in play. If it bounces on the initial, this is the important part. I wrote here, if it bounces on the initial test, dead cat bounce, and closes below 531.5, bearish. Bearish with the lower targets in play. Okay? So what happened? We broke it down. Right? It broke down 533, gave us a little dead cat bounce. Okay, look at that 930 candle. It hit it, didn't break it down. Dead cat bounce, broke it down. Boom. Beautiful. Just like I wrote in the Discord, bears need to break it down. We are looking to react. My general lean or my sentiment on the direction of the market is always based on the setups. If we get a false breakout or a breakdown of support, then I would be bearish. If we break out of resistance or get a false breakdown setup, then I would be bullish. Okay, in this case, we broke down 533, we broke down 531.5. Look at the level to level move. Hit my 530.3 level and hit my 529 level. Bounce, and look what happened. It bounced, back tested the breakdown level of 531.5. You guys can see that blue line, how many times it rejected. Stop loss hunt, broke it back down, breakdown of support or false breakout, whatever you want to call it. Back tested it, letting us know, hey, this is still the sell zone. There's still selling pressure here, and it pushed it down, broke down 530.3. And once it broke down 529, it went to hit that 527.3 level, and it broke that down as well. This was also alerted in the group. I wrote right here, we got a nice recapture of 530.3, which I was referring to this right here, recapture 530.3. But once again, 531.5 is acting like Gandalf the Grey. You shall not pass. The breakaway gap this morning likely forced bears to stop out, and the drop at market open caused pain to those who call FOMO. Level to level and unbiasedly is the best way to trade. From here, if 530.3 defends as support and 531.5 clears, bullish. Okay? No puts unless 530.3 failed again. We are looking to react. So that means if 531.5 were to clear, I would have been bullish. But it did it? No. It rejected, and then it broke down 530.3 on the 15-minute chart. And then look at that beautiful move. I'm literally giving you guys all my trading strategies, tactics, and secrets and insights for free. I'm literally doing that for you guys. All right? So now that we know how it happened and why it happened, the market makers was causing us maximum pain. They went stop loss hunting and they pushed it down, breaking down support, giving us false breakout setups and all that happy stuff. So now we know how it happened. What can we expect next? As you guys know, Uncle does not predict the future. A lot of people want to act like they can see the future, but a broken clock can be right twice. Even if it's broken, it can be right twice. All right? That ain't nothing to me. What matters to me is our ability to react to the price action, knowing the levels and setups beforehand, and then reacting to it in real time, unbiasedly like a sheep. So let's figure out what the next setup is, okay? So we broke out, we went stop loss hunting, and we broke down support of the chop range. We're going to cover the bull case and the bear case. We got to be prepared for either scenario. First of all, I'll say the bullish one. If it's to be bullish, okay, we got a potential megaphone pattern developing here. And if that's the case, that's a good sign volatility is coming back, because you guys know megaphone patterns expand. That means volatility is increasing. All right? So for it to be bullish, what was the last level we lost? 527.3. We lost that level. Okay? That was the buy zone for the past week. Now it's resistant. If it recaptures, it's very likely today's drop was also a stop loss hunting situation that the market makers were doing. And if it clears, recaptures 527.3, is a big possibility we head back up to 530.3 and 531.5. Above 531.5, I would be bullish in favor new all-time highs. That's the bull case scenario. Now, we do have a breakdown of the chop range. For it to stay bearish, because that is a bearish breakdown, price must stay below 527.3. As long as price stays below 527.3, when you look at the charts or your brokerage or whatever you use, and price is below 527.3, that means today's breakdown stays intact. And if today's breakdown stays intact, well, that is bearish. Bearish follow through would be to break down the next fib level that I have, which is at 524.5. If that level break down, that's bearish follow through. No megaphone pattern. We're just going to drop and head down a lot lower, possibly down to 518. 518 would be a big possibility. Okay? So, what is the point I'm trying to make here? The point I'm trying to make, to simplify it for you guys, is one, join my Discord, because on my Discord, I can be that extra pair of eyes for you. I can do all the work, most of the charting work for you, and make your life a little easier. Okay? And two, as long as below 527.3, we stay bearish and we only switch back to bullish if 527.3 recaptures. 527.3 is that equilibrium level. Why? Because it was this past week's buy zone. All right? So it needs to stay below it to be bearish. If it recaptures, that's a false breakdown. That's a trap against the bears. That was a stop loss hunt, and we're heading up higher. Follow the smart money, trade with the traps, and do it unbiasedly. Bah! And here is triple Q. Let's go to the daily chart. All right, big red candle. It definitely did close lower than yesterday. Okay, so bearish follow through would be to break down 453 and 451.5 to put 449.3 in play. Below 449.3, bears take back control. To trust any bounce, it must recapture a lost level. All right, if 453 bounces, I need to see 454.5 and 456 clear. If it does, 458 and 460 is in play. There seems to be some selling pressure around that 460 area. So to get to new all-time highs, those levels gotta clear. All right, guys, here is NVDA. This stock is crazy. I'm looking at the 1 hour chart. Let's look at a 4 hour chart. All right, so we got some new levels, pivot levels that I'd like for you guys to pay attention to. All right, it's around 1,033.5 as of right now as we're speaking. There is support at 1,000.5, 1,029, 1,027, and 1,025.5. Those are support for NVDA. If those levels break down, especially at 1,025.5, it could be pullback time. If those support levels defend, look to long above 1,036, 1,038, and 1,040. 1040. If those levels clear, it's bounce time, new all-time high time, back to 1053, 1055, and possibly 1057, guys. All right, here is the Tesla. Go to a daily chart. More downside. A top could be in, guys. We lost that fib level at 176. I'm going to stay bearish on Tesla as long as below 176. Bears follow through, break down 174.5 and 173. That definitely be bearish follow through. I would definitely look to short if those levels fail. Only trust the bounce if 176 recapture. If that level recapture, then maybe we get a bounce back up to 178 and 180. Possibly even higher than that. Possibly even higher, maybe going back to 190. All right. Here is Meta. Still consolidating sideways. I can't get bullish unless 470 and 472.6 472, excuse me, recaptures, okay? To stay bearish and to push this down lower, I need to see 464, 462, and 458.8 all fail as support. If it does, we're going to get a nasty drop, like nasty drop to the downside. IWM, speaking of nasty drops to the downside, we got a nice drop today. Bears follow through, break down 202, and we're going to get a lot nastier against the bulls, but the bears will love it. Okay, got to break down 202. If not, and we recapture 204, we are heading back to the upside to go test some higher levels, 205.7, 207, 209, possibly higher than that. Apple, nice pullback time, nice pullback, pulling back very close to this blue trend line that we recently broke out of. If we break down 186, that we are in a massive false breakout mode setup, and Apple could be very bearish below 186. All right, if it bounces here, I'll trust the bounce. If 188 recapture, if it does recapture, that's bullish, okay? We're just back testing the previous breakout level to confirm the breakout. So I'll trust it if 188 and 191 clears. We're likely heading up to previous all-time highs. Maybe even make a new one this time. AMD pullback time broke down at 162 level. Bears follow through would be to break down 160 and 158. If those levels fail, guys, look to short. Trust the bounce only of 162 and 164 recaptures to put the higher targets back in play. Add these pivot levels to your charts, guys. Pullback for Google today as well. If it wants more pullback, 173.7 and 172 must fail to put 169.8 or lower in play, okay? Only trusted bounce right now is around 175.2, but it needs to clear 177 and 179 to give us new all-time highs. Microsoft gave us a little pullback as well. If the pullback is deeper than 424 and 421.6 must break down. It's going to get a lot nasty if those levels fail. Otherwise, if we bounce, right, it's around 425.5, 427, 429, and 431 must clear to put new all-time highs in play, 433 or higher, okay? Here is Amazon continuing to pull back here. If that next support level, fib level at 179 fails, it's going to get a whole lot nastier. I'll only trust the bounce if 181, 183, and 185 recapture. But the main level that needs to clear in order to put a bottom in is 186.8. To put a bottom in, 186.8 must clear. Here is BA. Nice, beautiful pullback. Broke down 184.6, and it didn't look back. Right now, it also broke down 173. That's a fib level. As long as below 173, 170.3, 168, and 166 in play. To be bullish, 173 and 176 must recapture. Those level recapture, 177.5 or higher is in play. And here is Bitcoin pulling back. 67.2K must break down in order to go test that 50 DMA, which is around 65K, guys. And below 65K, I'd definitely be bear bias. Trust the bounce only if 69K and 70.1K recaptures. All right, let's take a look at the dog pool, 529.7. There was 49% of activity there. 1.9 billion in premium. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the flows. 100K premiums are above, and it is bearish. QQQ is bearish. IWM is bearish. NVDA is still bullish for some reason. I mean, come on, is that all-time highs? Tesla's bearish. Meta's bullish. What am I missing? Apple, bullish. Google, bearish. Microsoft, bullish. BA, bullish. AMD. It malfunctioned, chat. It malfunctioned. We almost made it. But hey, I got you most of the information for the free. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely consider joining my Discord. It'd mean the world if you guys could be there. We could all be great together. And I would love to serve you guys. Be that extra pair of eyes. Sheep style. Peace.